Hey guys, so I've been going over the site pretty extensively on just the back office and the registration processes. As you know, we did that one video earlier, and I mean the site all in all is really good. I think the layout's gotten a lot better and it continues to improve. Just keep that in mind because I'm on my side. Obviously, I want to, I think the goal of this is to build this out, and have something not only for our client base but something that we can market with, our news articles, things like that, that we can get people to join even before they're customers. I think is the big picture goal here. But also to have a robust back office for our current clients. But that said, I'm just going to go through kind of, I'm going to do 3 videos. The first one here is going to be on kind of high level cosmetic stuff, but also the registration process. I know we fixed some of the things, but I want to go a little deeper into that and see if we can smooth this out even more. So the first thing, and I've noticed this because I've been going to the site a lot, is it's kind of hard to find. So we have these that are all static, and then you have the login, the my account, that are in the same type of text and same area. Just maybe do like buttons or something, like kind of like we have with this Get IRA guide here. But that's a small one. I'm sure that's an easy fix. It's sort of just cosmetic more than anything. So let me go through this. Back to the registration process. Let's try one here. HOD. So one of the things I was hoping right now, when you go to register, it's very non-invasive, asking for your username and email. But I think we should get the password done here, and I'll tell you why. Right now the process is I put this in, and then I get an email, and I hit that confirmation email, and then I log back in, or it logs me back to a screen, and I put in my password. Then when I put my password in and hit the reset button, it shoots me back to the main screen, and has me log in all over again now that I have a password. Wouldn't it make more sense, and it should actually too, one of the things I noticed on this screen when you go to it is, for the password, it doesn't have a verify. Passwords, okay. I was at the screen before, but yeah, it has just enter your password, and then that's it. And there's no verify. I think instead of having it in plain text, it should be all start out and have you verify the password. But I think that should all be on this initial screen. So when you go to this first screen, it should have, I think what we should have is ask for a little more information, because right now it's just a username and an email. It could be anybody, and we also have no ways to identify if that's our customer or not. I don't think it would be too invasive to have, username, where we can even do first and last name, email address, and then password verification all on the same screen. And then also ask if they are a current customer of GSI or not. So I think that's important because we're going to be using this, for 2 types of customers. So one is going to be our current customers, and obviously that's where the back office comes into play. And as of right now, I don't know if this is in grid. Anthony, you probably know. I don't know if this is going into Infusionsoft on new leads. I know you're able to see them, but if we had just a question, are you a current customer of GSI initially, then if they click yes to that box, we can know, okay, we have to log their information in or load their purchases in their back office, and we can have a client experience for that for current customers. Also, then if they're not, we can go down a different route where we can hard press them for a phone number, or we can put them into marketing campaigns that are different than we'd want to use for our current customer base. But that way, we would have a way to kind of identify one group and then identify the other, so leads versus current customers. And I think there's different tasks that would go with both of those, so I think it's a valuable question. So, and that said, if you have the process of where we have right now, where you type this in, you get the email, you load your password, then it logs you out, then you log back in. It's like a 5-step process. If we had the email or the password verification here as well as them putting in like their name and current customer, and then send a verification email to them to verify the email, they should be able to click, and that should take them right into the back office, if that makes sense. Because then you're looking at, this is, I fill this out, I get the email, and I click verify, and I'm in. So that's, a 3-step versus a 5-step process, and it's definitely more tedious. That said, I don't think that's difficult to do. That's what most websites do. So from there, when you get in, one of the things, I think for my account, if we could change that to dashboard or like my dashboard, that would be good. I think that makes more sense because when you click my account from anywhere on the website, it takes you right to kind of your portfolio, and this is really your dashboard or your back office as a client. Um, so from there, that's my main thing on the onboarding. I think. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Oh, also, I don't know, Anthony, if you have any terms or conditions that we would want to add, and also adding a captcha is important, I think, because right now, so getting hit with bots is, I mean, it's pretty simple. We just have, this is all the information we require, so we can get a bunch of these opening accounts if somebody wanted to target us, at least with a captcha. Like, I know that we've had one where, like, I've messed up on a few things and a captcha pops up. Maybe we can have something initially. Maybe something similar to Binance, which is a pretty good one, pretty non-invasive, and it's pretty easy use. Excuse me. So if I jump over here and let's say I want to log into Binance, something like this, that's just, connect that, log in. I think would be, once we hit enter, would help us quite a bit if we get targeted, because this is the kind of business where we can get, bots targeted at us or whatever. So I went ahead and did a quick breakdown of the summary and what we can change. So the first one, on the registration process, like I said, change it from a 5-step process to a 3-step process, which would be just adding the password creation to that first page, then having the email verification take the user and directly verifying only, not having to enter their password, and then redirecting them right into the back office. So what they'll do is they'll enter all their information, enter their password, it'll shoot them an email verification. When they go in, they click that link, they'll go right into the back office ready to use, versus how it is now where they do the email, then it logs them out, and then they log everything completely back in. So it's kind of, this is much more streamlined. So for additional questions to add to the registration, I would say, mandatory, definitely have a first and last name for each of the new registrants, optional to put a phone number on there. And, and Anthony, you could change these as you see fit. And then, are you a current customer? I think this is definitely important for workflow to have that question answered. So finally, other add-ons besides these would be getting a second verification for the password creation and having the characters start out. So instead of it showing the password directly one time entering it, having two and then a verification that just is higher, it's safer, secure, more secure, and it's more the standard. And a CAPTCHA, same thing like I was just saying, to protect us from making sure only humans are coming to our website. Anthony, we could talk about this later too, but having like a terms and conditions, whether it's from, you'll receive emails or, whatever you see fit, we could add that there. It's pretty easy to do, right? You can have a hyperlink. They could go read the contract and then they could have a box. Maybe we don't add this today, or maybe it's something you have in mind that, if you get something, people basically sign off on these when they sign up. So any terms and conditions that we want to get out to people initially, would be a good idea to think about, something to think about. I know the functionality could be there. And then to change the my account to my dashboard, I'll have more, that kind of start, that's the first one on the back office stuff, which I'll get into in the next video. But this is kind of, the prequel into the other things that I'll have coming up here. But that's it for this one. I think this covers the registration thoroughly, and it would optimize it and have it a much cleaner process. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks.